In our previous video, we have learned about inducement and we have learned about the breakout structure and what is the breakout structure and how to identify valid breakout structure and how to find inducement and what are the characteristics of valid inducement. What are the rules for valid breakout structure? We have learned about certain rules that must be followed to identify the valid breakout structure. Still, if there is any confusion about any of those topics, like what are the breakout structure, what are the valid breakout structures, what are the rules, how to mark inducement, what is inducement, just go back and watch the video. I put the link in the description for that video and the full playlist of this content. So the topic for today is change of character. Basically, what is the change of character? Change of character is a kind of early indication that tells us that there is a chance that market is going to reverse, but that is just an indication and only early indication, no confirmation. Without confirmation, there is one more step that confirms, okay, now there is a high probability that market may get reversed from this point. So this CHOCh, some people call it CHOCh, CHOCH, and some people call market structure shift. It's kind of similar market structure shift, and but like it's same term but different names. So now question is, I'm going to repeat the one for before. So what are the rules for breakout structure? We have discussed previously in previous video what are the rules for the breakout structure. So here we are going to mark, let's say this is our highest point for now. This is the highest point, and according to this high point we have this valid inducement. So this is our inducement according to this high point. Now the question is, has the market taken the inducement according to this high? Because we don't know if this has been formed or not. So market is not at this point yet. So this is, ignore this part, the yellow circle part. So just consider this part, the gray circle. This is our recent high, and according to that high our inducement point is right over here. So if we see the market has not taken the inducement and market moved up. So let's say if this is the valid point for us, if this is a high or it's a sweep, so it's equal highs, and I think it has taken the liquidity of this swing. So this high is 485.66 and this high is 472. Yes, so this swing has been swept by this one. Now the market has not taken the liquidity and market move up. So now if we see, if we mark this, can we mark this as our valid breakout structure, this one? Since the liquidity has not taken at this point and market move upward and closed above, we will not call it as a valid breakout structure. The reason, according to this high, this was our liquidity point or inducement which has not taken, but market move upward and close above our reference point. So this is not a valid Markov structure. This is not a valid breakout structure. Now let's take another example from somewhere here. So let's assume we have our swing point right here. This is our most recent swing point. According to this, our immediate inducement is right here, and then our next inducement is right here, and then our next inducement is right here, and then our next inducement is right here. As we can see, according to this high, it's, let's assume this is our inducement. We can take any because these all are valid inducements. So let's imagine this is our inducement point and market has taken this inducement and closed above this reference point. It was not close here and it was not close here, it was closed right here. So this is our breakout structure. Now, is this a valid breakout structure? Of course, this is a valid breakout structure and a valid swing. How it became a valid swing? When this is our reference point, when a candle close below our inducement, it's also closed below here, it also closed below here. So this is our valid breakout structure and this is our valid swing point. So now this is our new swing right here. So we can call it higher high and we can call it, so this is higher high and then this is our higher high and then this is our lower low. So this is high, this and the lowest point is right over here, so this becomes our lower low, higher low. So now this is our valid swing, this is our valid breakout structure. So let's try to draw it on the real chart. Then we will compare it with different thing, like what is the difference between breakout structure and a valid swing, and then what's the difference between a CHOCh, change of character, and valid breakout structure. That's it. We can draw it right here. So let's say this is market going up, down. So if we see this was our high point, or you can call it as a reference point. According to this reference point, this is our inducement. Idea. This is our inducement. So now if we see, let's put it a little bit here. So here it's just a wick. So let's draw a wick rather than a candle. this is the reference point, this is our inducement level. Market has taken the inducement with a wick and closed above our reference point. Here you go. So now this is our only break of structure and a valid break of structure. Now let's continue from this one. From that point, so now our new high point is right, where is the pen? Right here. This is our new high point, or you can call it a reference point, and this is our inducement level. This is our inducement level. Now we will just draw right here. I'm trying to draw a nice candle that look a little bit realistic. All right, this was our reference point, the new reference point, and this is our IDM, inducement or liquidity. Market came all the way down and closed a candle here. Here it was a sweep. At this level it was a sweep. At this level it is a body close, and once the candle closed, and then here a candle body close above our reference point. Now what is this? This becomes a valid break of structure and a valid swing point. You can see the difference here where I marked the yellow orange circle. So now this is our valid. Here it was only valid break of structure at this point, and here we have a valid swing point and a break of structure. Now next we are going to see what is a change of character. Okay, so now this is our new high point. Let's just draw another swing right here. Here it is. So now this is our highest point. Here make a break of structure. Let's draw a small dot here. So this is our highest point. According to this is our inducement. And here, just to make it more understanding, so here we will make it, this inducement has been taken with a wick. This inducement has been taken with a wick. Body is not closed. now at this level, if I mark it right here, can we call this a change of character right here? If this is our highest point and then this one is our inducement, and then another high formed here, another high formed here, and this is our inducement, and market came all the way down. Is this a change of character? You can make a comment in the comment section and let us know. Do you think it's a valid change of character here, or it's a valid indication for the change of character? Okay, let's move. So this was our last body. This is our last candle body close below the IDM right here. We will call it swing, and we will call it change of character early indication, not a confirmation, because this was our last valid swing point. But candle body close, if you see the rules for the swing, then you will understand where our exact choke point will be. A candle body must close below this point. If it's a sweep, just like here, if it's a sweep just like here, then we will not call it as a choke point or early indication for the reversal. So candle body must have to have close right under this swing point, under this inducement. So now this is our early indication for the reversal. So now question is how we will know that when is going to be a confirmed reversal. Of course, this is a probability market. We cannot say 100% will be happening the way we are saying, but it's all happened on the probability. So this was the early indication, and now what are the point, or what would be the structure? How would we know like now the market is going to reverse from this point? Let's squeeze a little bit here. So now we have to see, once this candle body is closed here, we have to wait that the market go up, come, and then close right under here. Here it closed, and then according to this low, this would be our inducement level. You can call this, or you can make it a simple one swing. So we call it a inducement level. To get the confirmation, we have to wait for the market to take this liquidity or to take this inducement. Here the market has taken this inducement with a wick, and then market close right under this level, and this becomes break of structure right here. So once after the chalk, market has to make a new low, the one just right here. Once a new low formed, we have to wait for the market to take the inducement, which is, this is the inducement, and market has taken the inducement right here. And once the inducement is taken, it has to close below this level. Once it's closed and a confirmed break of structure marked, then it's a confirmed reversal, or you can call it a confirmed indication for the reversal. So this is the full pattern for the market structure. So just I'm going to revise: valid break of structure, valid inducement, valid swing point, and a valid change of character. Once you mark all these points accurately and efficiently, then you can predict where the market is going to move, or what is the next destination for the market. Feel free to ask a question, or feel free, if you have any question related to mentorship, you can just write a message in the comment section, or you can just write us via email and we will get back to you.